Happy Thirsty Thursday, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Jam Happy Hour. I'm very excited to introduce Sarah of Dawn Writing today. How you doing, Sarah?
Hi, I'm doing good. How
And
are
who's that
you?
next to ya? You've got
This
Jess.
is Jessie Lee Smith,
Woo!
our harmonica player for the day.
Awesome.
Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here.
Very excited to have you. And you're tuned in from not too far from where I'm at, over in Napa. Where are you tuned in from?
We're in Oakland, California.
Awesome. Have you been to the Jam Wine and Music Studio before?
Not yet, but now I'm going to go as soon as I can.
Yes.
I looked at the pictures online. It's so cute.
Yeah, we got to get you over here once live music in person becomes a thing again. We'll have to have you perform here, and I've got a heavy pour, so I'll look it up.
Right, perfect.
And you're already sipping in true jam fashion right now, are you?
I was sent, and for anyone who might not know, they sent me this in the mail. It was so sweet. It was like Christmas all over again.
Some of this stuff?
Yeah, the red, the jam, the cab.
Right. Well, to everyone who's tuned in from home, if you need to replenish your wine supply, you can go ahead and venture to jamcellars.com/buy. I think it's going to be linked magically below here in a second, maybe. I don't know. No? Okay. And then, so where can the people tuned in today find your music?
You can find it anywhere you listen to music online. So you can find it on Spotify or on Pandora. But the best way to hear it is probably on a record or on a tape, which we've put out a tape and a record. And you can find those at our record label's website, which is the Long Road Society. So just do a quick Google search and you can hear the real thing delivered to your door.
Heck yeah. And was it last spring that you put on vinyl or?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Very nice. So yeah, for all the people listening, you can find your vinyl copies in addition to the virtual style of music through what we just mentioned. And without further ado, if you want to get started, we can get going,
yes,
Sarah.
indeed.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Jess.
This is a song that's not on the record, but I wrote it since we've been sheltered in place. Yeah, and it's called Change in Tide. You were a beauty queen dressed in rags. You were a sailor never looking back. We rode the highway like a bucking horse, with no concern but daring. Who could say there'd be a change in tide? The clock would turn to face me. I believed I was a friend of time, and danger always would be on my side. Life is a game I don't intend to win. I do play crooked just to get my kicks. I'll never say we wasted any time on laughing or drinking. Who could say there'd be a change in tide? The clock would turn to face me. I believed I was a friend of time, would you face me? I believed I was a friend of time, and danger always would be on my side.
Woo! Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And so you wrote Change in Tide, you said during all the craziness that's been the past year.
Yeah, I actually wrote it for my dear friend Brittany, who passed away within the first couple months of this. Not to get heavy all of a sudden, but of something else. But we had such a fun time together as when we were growing up. I guess not growing up, but in our early 20s, living in New Orleans and just raising hell. And I'm just so grateful I got to be friends with her while she was here. And when I heard, I just grabbed the guitar that was nearest and just stayed in bed till I wrote something. And it was actually my friend Tony's guitar that he had left at the house, and it was tuned down. So when I picked up my own guitar and tried to play it, I was like, what in the... So anyway, so I'd never written anything on a guitar tuned down before, and now it's like sent me on a whole journey of the tuned down guitar. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Well, and so like that, among other things, like how is your creative process and just your songwriting abilities? How have they kind of expanded or adjusted over the past year or so with the adjustment in the music industry?
Some of it's the same. One very significant difference is that for the last probably 5 years, with very little exceptions, I've met with my band, with Hall and Jasmine. Shout out Hall and Jasmine. I wish you were here. We met every single week. So that was a big part of the process that we don't have anymore, which is really sad. But I'm still writing a lot. It's been an opportunity to write not for a specific project and just kind of like write and not be so product oriented, and that's been really freeing and really cool. I've been playing piano a bunch and just like being a little more experimental. So there's good and bad.
And so you're talking about how like Hall and Jasmine and yourself, you've all been separated, as we kind of all have recently because of shelter in place and COVID. But that kind of also transpired into this silver lining that is the difference.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I feel like, you really, your colors really shine in that song, and you bring a lot of issues to light that need to be addressed. And it's definitely just a very appropriate song for this time right now, this crazy time, and all the issues that coincide with this crazy time.
Yeah, thanks. Well, maybe I should play it.
Maybe.
What do you think?
Let's do it. Let's do
Okay.
it.
Look how you do your research. I'm so honored. What do you think, Jess? Are you ready? Born on a lucky side, my life was saved by rolling dice, and there is no good reason why I never had to fear, I never had to fight. What did you do when Perry died? Did you pull
Thank you,
There it is.
Sarah.
Yeah, thank you.
Jess. Wait, Jess can't hear me right now.
Can you hear?
No.
She can't hear you. She said thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can translate.
So to everyone who just tuned in, thanks for joining Jam Happy Hour. That was The Difference. We've got Sarah and Jess here, Dawn Writing. And that's your latest release back from August, I think, right?
Yeah, I guess
Something
it is
like
from
that.
August. That's my most recent release. Yeah, recorded in the pandemic, so my band's not on that one, but unfortunately. But yeah, we put it out anyway.
Well, I feel like, I mean, like I said, it's just the perfect just exposition through the acoustics and obviously the lyrics. You really balance the darkness with this like sort of sweet and light tone that kind of molds itself into this really sincere expose and story. And nothing's lost in translation in that song when it comes to the blending of the instrumentals and the lyrics. So props to you.
Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you.
So, Sarah, did you know today is Squirrel Appreciation Day?
I didn't, but I appreciate squirrels. That's for sure. Definitely.
So you remember what I told you about the jokes? You take a sip per joke, and to everyone at home, they can do the same thing. But
I was gonna say that goes for everybody.
if
I'm not trying to be the only drunk person on here.
My volume came back just in time.
Perfect. Yeah.
oh, there we go.
Now.
If squirrels could tell jokes, I feel like they would be really just quick, to the point, because they'd be in a nutshell.
That. I think that's one of them.
What did the squirrel say to the police dog when it started raiding the squirrel's treehouse?
Let me see your warrant. We do not consent to a search. No?
You're barking up the wrong tree, man.
That.
And that'll be another. Cheers. Happy Thirsty Thursday, everybody. Check out Dawn Writing's music on the links that have been posted. And I think there we go. Major music platforms, Bandcamp, I think also hosts your merch, right?
Yeah. Bandcamp is great.
Awesome.
Love Bandcamp.
And if you need some wine, check us out at jamcellars.com. You can buy directly through us and get it delivered to your door. Or you can also use our wine finder, which basically consists of you typing in your zip code, and it'll provide you with a list of all the local stores and liquor marts and whatnot within your area that provide our products. And today I'm sipping on our toast, and I think the two of you are sipping on the jam, right?
I'm having the jam. Yep.
Woo.
I love it. I had never had it before. It is, in fact, jammy,
There you
as
go.
they say. That's one of the few wine words I know, but it applies.
So, how did you and Jess meet, Sarah?
We met. We've never. I think we met through the dear people who have become my dear friends who put out our record. Actually, Jess is old friends of Lisa and Kit, who started the Long Road Society with Mo Morgan and our friend Carlos too. And we all met. They've been just like putting in so much work building this music community in Oakland, which has brought a ton of people together, and I've met so many awesome musicians through it. And if you're in the Bay Area and you're looking for good Bay Area music, checking out the Long Road Society is a great way to hear music, but also like just meet awesome people who are around. Like Jess and I would have never met other than that.
Met through music and through Run with the Moon.
And Run with the Moon, which is a monthly music showcase that I'm a co-host of with my friend Desiree Cannon and Kit Center, also of Long Road Society, and Lisa is like in the background doing lots of work too. Getting it all done. And we have a showcase. In normal times, it was once a month, every full moon. Now it's every third full moon. But that's
I like that.
another thing we all come together to do that's made us friends. And yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about that, follow Dawn Writing on Instagram or follow Long Road Society on Instagram, and will harass you about coming to our parties, our virtual parties.
And it's just at Dawn Writing on Instagram, right?
Yep.
Cool. Oh, there it is. Woo.
Boom.
All right. Well, that was a long list of names. There's a lot of people in all of our lives to be grateful for. I cannot remember all those names that you just said, but
It's okay.
shout out to all of them. Shout out to Jess, shout out to Sarah, and shout out to Jasmine and Hall. And also, going back to that first song, I'm going to raise a glass for Brittany.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Ready to do, you want to do 2 songs back to back?
Okay.
How you feeling?
Yeah.
Cool.
This is a song off my very first release as Dawn Riding. It was just like a CD with mostly just me singing and playing guitar, but we reimagined it together this week for this. So this is Alone in Red. I was on a long drive and you were on the wrong side of the line. Didn't think it could be him. When it came for you, baby, he sat there silently. Had I been around the beach, I came along a losing streak. Dust slide into a wrapping on the pane. Teeth shining when you told the man your name. What he said to the back of your head, it sent your teeth a chattering, it filled you with dread. Caught you alone, he said. All alone, 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 alone in red. Draw a line around my name. You draw it through a legacy the same. Caught evil in the family line. Will you sing hallelujah just the way that you smile? And I see mama in your hands, counting out the change or telling the land. In the loving of the crying. When you tell me it's all mine. What he said to the back of your head, it sent your teeth a chattering, it filled you with dread. Got you alone, he said. All alone, 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 alone in red. What he said to the back of your head, it sent your teeth a chattering, it filled you with dread. Caught you alone, he said. All alone, 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 alone in red. I have to adjust my guitar because I'm very attached to this guitar because I got it at a flea market in Pensacola, and but it doesn't always work right. But anyway, we're making do. Okay, here's another song that is on the record, and it's called Maggie. Dear Maggie, how are you? How are things back home? Life here feels it's standing still. I must be getting old. Dogs tear up the trail. stood in her eyes. We're desperate and we're searching, man, for honest company. Don't let them tear you down or grovel on the ground. We're outland I cannot say, but I will not cower on the way. Hold on fast and hold on true and love me, if not what I do. Never stop or be outrun, that's the life of a hired gun. Saw Nikki at the laundromat. She told me Rich is dead. Front page of all the news, news I never read. I still have his shirt and his favorite records too. I don't have a soul to tell except for you. Saw my brother, but I turned away. I hope to turn back someday. I cannot walk his crooked line, and I can run, but I will not lie. Don't let them tear you down or grovel on the ground. Where outland I cannot say, but I will not cower on the way. Hold on fast and hold on true and love me, if not what I do. Never stop or be outrun, that's the life of a hired gun. Please, Maggie, don't you stop calling after me. Is my end obscurity? Try as I might to squeeze some meaning from this life, like squeeze blood from a knife. In vain, it's my own hand that is bleeding. Try to change the world, it's my mind that ends up reeling. When I find peace, let it not be just complacency. I'll die happy if I can hold my line to the end. Don't let them tear you down or grovel on the ground. Where outland I cannot say, but I will not cower on the way. Hold on fast and hold on true and love me, if not what I do. Never stop or be outrun, that's the life of a hired gun.
Thank you. Everybody who's tuned in just now, you're watching Jam Happy Hour featuring Dawn Riding today. And that was Maggie off of, I think it was your 2019 release last spring. and that's
Yep.
the outro, right?
Yes, it is.
Um,
And Jess actually plays on it on the record too.
Oh, sweet.
We're lucky to get her in the studio for that.
Heck yeah. And how did that release come to life? Because wasn't it out of a garage in San Francisco?
Yeah, our friend Jason Ciramelli recorded it at his in his studio, which is a garage studio in San Francisco. And actually, we were the last thing ever recorded there because he got evicted. Classic San Francisco story. You know, it was there a long time. It's not there anymore.
Absolutely.
So we are really lucky that we got to do that. He's really awesome to work with, and yeah. He actually recorded 6 more songs that we got, I think, 2 sessions in with him just before Shelter in Place started, that we're going to put out sometime this year, actually. Yeah, so.
And that's why everybody watching needs to follow you on the socials. That way they can keep themselves updated with what has yet to come. So we've got at Dawn Writing on Instagram, and then I think Facebook is at Blue Dawn Writing. Oh, there it is. Okay. So everybody watching, just follow those. I don't know, what would you call that? A link? An @ link?
I don't know. You can also just search for us on Google. But I also think you should check out the Long Road Society, which is the label that's going to be putting all this stuff out. And they offer a cool thing where you can be a subscriber, and then you don't even have to think. You don't have to go online. You don't have to do anything. It just comes to your door, and it's basically like just a Christmas every time they put something out. There they are.
Yeah, they've
What's
been showing
up?
you
Shout
some
out
love
Long Road
on YouTube
Society.
and Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to the Long Road Society. Cheers to Dawn Writing. Cheers. Thank you, guys. Now, Sarah, so when it comes to your sort of musical upbringing, it kind of originates to way back when you said you were enjoying dinners and hanging out at a bar that your dad, did he work at the bar? Or?
I mean, there's a very thin line between working and just being there, but
Yeah.
yeah, I grew up. My dad owned a bar for 30 years in San Anselmo called Ted's, and they had live music there sometimes. Lots of people who worked there were musicians, so I definitely grew up seeing live music a lot and being around people who had dedicated their life to it. But also he forced me to play piano, which he always said I'd thank him for, which I do. So thanks, Dad. You freaking... You know, he's usually right, but his delivery is a little harsh.
What's your
sometimes.
dad's name?
His name's Ted.
Hey, shout out to Ted.
He's probably watching. Shout out, Dad. He used to say, why don't you go outside, look up at the sign, see his name's up there. Cheers, Dad. Now I'm making fun of
Cheers.
him on television.
Cheers, Ted. What do you call a redhead playing the piano by themselves in pretty worn out shoes?
I don't know.
A soulless soloist.
What's the soul? Redheads have no soul? I think
That's what they say.
I think I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I always thought there was something.
I used to
Actually
always
obligated to drink.
I used to hear like, oh, they have so many freckles because it's their soul just trying to
Come
just
out?
come back into their body.
Oh my god.
That was a thing when I was in
Lots of
elementary school.
Irish people everywhere.
We have to say we're not sure if it's
We're
true.
not sure about that.
I don't think that's true.
I don't know.
I've met lots of very nice redheads, so shout out to the redheads out there.
Shout out.
No hate on you.
My grandfather was a redhead. I'm a product of a redhead. Irish banshees.
She's full of soul.
Oh my gosh. Why is it so profitable to be an Irish banker?
Why?
Why?
Because the capital's always Dublin.
Ah ha ha. Here comes the dog. Get out of here. Oh, sorry.
Oh, there's a pup?
Yeah, but I sent her away.
Okay, bye.
Who very much wants to be in the
She wants to be in the band.
Oh, what's her name? Or
Her
his
name is Duchess, and she has a special thing about Jess and the harmonica where she just goes wild. And I've okay, come on, make your debut.
Yeah, we got to see it.
Oh no, she's. Oh,
Let's
yeah, you
see
can't
her.
really see. There, you see her in
Oh,
kind of.
hi.
She's just a shadowy shape.
Oh,
There's a
she
little
can't hear
head.
me, huh? Hi.
She needs her headphones.
You're so cute. Maybe she does hear me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, so we heard a little bit of Sarah's backstory in terms of music. Maybe Jess, you want to tell us what got you inspired from the get-go?
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, first off, I'm really excited to be here today.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, this is great. I'm familiar with Jam Cellars and have passed by the venue from time to time, but have never been in. So when we can do those things again, I'm really
Yes.
looking forward to that.
And we still have Bottle Rock tentatively scheduled. We're the Jam Cellars, we're the presenting sponsor for that festival, and it's still scheduled for this September. So very
Great.
stoked. We got to keep all the headliners the same, and it's such a fun event. So if you haven't
Yeah.
checked it out, definitely check that out to everybody watching.
It's a great time, and all of the food and the wine and the
Yeah.
experience that they build out is really something special.
Absolutely.
Well, I come from a long line of wild musicians, I guess you could say, particularly my father, who was a musician of many instruments, primarily a percussionist, but joined a blues band called Red House when I was young. And I watched him teach himself to play the harmonica, and I got a good early education in the blues, and that kind of cracked my mind open. And it wasn't much later in my life that I started playing music, but I've been playing for about 13 or 14 years now, I figured out, and play as often as I can and consider that I'm going to be a student forever, and I'm committed to that, and it fills my life with many good people and many good things. So, yeah, it's a little background. Sarah Rose and I are really good friends. I've been on some amazing adventures with the Ladies of Dawn Riding shows in New Orleans, and I've gone all around with them, and it's always an amazing experience. They have a great group of friends that come out to all the shows, and yeah, it's special to be here today.
Well, I was going to ask the two of you because I know you were talking about New Orleans earlier and now it gets brought up again. And I was curious earlier, but now I'm really curious. Like, I'm sure you've had some crazy, just super fun experiences there. But there, anywhere really, is there a venue or a show or any place really that you toured to or visited that stands out in your mind as just a really crazy or fun experience?
Well, we got to go play in New. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We got to go play in New Orleans just before this all started, which we're so grateful for. And yeah, that was fun. Let's see. I don't know. It was just great. And really, I love house shows. Is always like the most fun. Like I love to play just at. We played a beautiful show right on the Mississippi River in somebody's yard, and
That's so cool.
it was just gorgeous. I don't know. I love a house show. I don't know.
Yeah. I keep saying like what I wouldn't give to literally have someone like elbow me in the eyeball at this point. Like just I miss like those interactions in the crowd where you're just like, oh my gosh, oh you're sweating all over me, or oh I'm waiting an hour for the porta potty line. And I would give anything for those what I used to take for granted moments, but now I'm like, oh my gosh.
I
I
know
would
what
love
I
that.
wouldn't give to be in a shoulder to shoulder crowd covered in somebody else's sweat.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
It's the little things.
Just the little things, yeah.
It really is. Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot. If you had about a week's notice, like you knew ahead of time before the pandemic, and someone's like, all right, this is going to happen. No more live shows. So sorry. Don't know when it's going to happen again. You can go one place to perform. And that's
We
going to
had
be
just
it for a
done
while.
it. We had just done it.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't do a thing differently, honestly. I think that's my answer.
really
I don't
nice.
know. What would you say?
Absolutely.
Is there anywhere
When
you
you
look
tell her,
forward to like visiting or like a goal venue or city? Could be in the U.S. or
I want to go around the South a little more. Still never been to Nashville except for a really short time. I'd love to go to Nashville. I'd love to go around the South. I love Texas. Also, I really want to tour Mexico. I love Mexico.
Oh, that'd be cool.
They have like a kind of cool indie scene. I'm also obsessed with like Mexican country music and banda and stuff. So
yes.
that's what I really like to
Me
do. I don't know,
too.
what about you? You want to come?
I'm on for all of this journey.
She's always down.
Yes.
She's like, I don't need to know the details. Just
I
tell me
know.
where to be.
Oh,
I'll
my
be a little
goodness.
late, but I'll be there.
Well, I want to thank you ladies. Thank you to Dawn Writing and all the musicians really that have just powered through this crazy freaking time, because I think music is such a powerful force that enables listeners and, you know, the artists alike to kind of channel their feelings, whether it be being able to relate to what the musician's saying to you, even if you're not relating to the same degree, as long as you can feel like you're not alone in whatever it is that you're going through. And that's really such an important part of music, is having that outlet. And I mean, you've helped all of us keep plugging along. Music has really been a savior for myself and a lot of people in dark times and frustrating times and so on. And for that reason, thank you so much.
Yeah, me too. To all the musicians, thank you.
Well said. Thank you.
And if you're feeling tipsy on this Thirsty Thursday, venture on over to Venmo. You can drop a buck or two or what have you in their virtual tip jar at Dawn Writing Music on Venmo, because you're basically getting a concert right now. This is our version of a concert for the time being, and appreciate it so much. Cheers.
Cheers. This next song's actually about missing New Orleans. Not to go on and on about New Orleans, but
True story.
yeah, it's a true story. All right. You ready to rock?
We're ready.
Dirt
you very much. This has been Dawn Riding, everybody. And I'm curious now about the story, but maybe you can't share it. I don't know.
I'll tell. I'll say it. I'll talk. I'll
Yeah.
talk.
All right, what is the true story from New Orleans?
Well, the story, there's a few in there, but the most shocking one was one time there's a spot on the river where we like used to go hang out and drink. And we were sitting there. It's really close to the French Quarter, and this woman came. Can I cuss on here or no?
Sure.
She had a shirt on that said, "Fuck you, pay me," like really big. And she was like, "I'm walking out and I'm not coming back." And we were like, "What? No, don't, what? Don't do it." And she was like, "There's nothing you can do." And it was like, it went from being like really funny and like joking until then she was like going farther and farther out. And we were like, whoa, she's serious. Like she's like going out. Mississippi's really dangerous. You can't swim in it because it's dredged. So there's like two currents at the same time. And apparently like objects or people can get stuck in between them and you'll drown. It's like not a joke. I didn't know that at the time. And she went out and the cops came, a search boat came, and they didn't find her. But then my friend who worked in a cafe in the French Quarter saw her again like a few days later and was like, all right, well, she must have just been hiding under the pier or something. I have no idea. So
Maybe she
or
was a
maybe it was a
ghost.
ghost. I like to think that it was her, but either one.
Wow.
It's up to you. That's the story. That's the story of mud.
I love stories like that. So
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so what do you call a really tall dude from New Orleans that never tells the truth?
I don't know. What? I'd like to know.
A jambalaya.
Jambalaya. Good one. Good one.
Thank you. Cheers.
Need a refill.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna do that.
All right.
I'm doing
So-
refilling. Whoop 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 whoop.
Woo! Got our jam cab.
Yep, I love this stuff.
All right. To everybody out there watching, if you want to find your favorite Jam Cellars sips, you can venture over to jamcellars.com/buy or /shop. And you can find our wines that you can either receive at your doorstep through our delivery system, or you can also use our wine finder, which will provide you with a list of all of our wines that are provided to you within your local area at liquor marts or grocery stores, etc. I know it's crazy. In California, we have all these options for buying alcohol, but
Yeah.
I always forget that there's states where they literally have to go to a specific type of store.
Yeah, and you better look it up before you go there. I remember, like, I think Minnesota, I think all booze sales stop at like 10 p.m. or something.
That's like when they start.
Yeah,
Usually.
right? I know. I found myself in a tough spot a couple different places, so
Oh,
now luckily there's the internet and you can look it up.
true.
Not that I was alive before the internet, but
Have you guys used Drizzly before?
we got a big Drizzly fan over here.
That is just the best idea ever. And not even for, like, it's amazing for the pandemic time and era. But I'm just thinking of all the times that I've forced myself to venture out in public when I look so disgusting and hungover, like
Yeah.
day after New Year's or whatever. And you have to get mimosa supplies because obviously you're hungover, hair of the dog.
That's a good point. It's a public service. It's like keep
Yeah.
those people
Yeah,
inside.
No one
Those
wants
people
to
me.
see the
No.
like half glitter smear still on one of my eyelids. You know,
Yeah.
I'm walking in with like maybe socks on and shoes. I don't know,
It's dark.
but
They
with
put a stop
Drizzly-
to that.
Also, I like that you can send liquor deliveries to your friends, which is
Yes.
amazing. Our good friend Morgan just had a book release, and because we couldn't all be together, he was doing it from Hawaii. And he said, if we were getting together, I would be buying drinks for everyone, so let's divide and conquer. And we each sent these little packages to all of the friends to be
got one.
consumed during the musical event. Yeah, you were one of my recipients.
That's so
But that's
cool.
a whole other new. It's the Uber of
Yeah.
drinks and cocktails.
Oh, it's
So,
so great. It's
you
like,
go.
oh,
I should
here
get you
I
on
heard you
commission.
had a bad day. Here's some alcohol. Or, oh, here I heard you had a really good day. Here's some alcohol. I'm
Yeah.
being a good friend.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. I know that we only have one left, I think, but would you be able to squeeze in an extra, an encore too?
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, this is
Woo.
kind of a long one. You might need to chime in and tell me if I should or not. This is it's actually the last song that Jess or I played on a stage. It's a Townes Van Zandt song. We played it at a Townes Van Zandt tribute night that was actually the anniversary of the show that we do, Run with the Moon, which actually next month has another anniversary coming up, which is wild to think, a 5-year anniversary. But yeah, last year we did a Townes Van Zandt tribute night, and this is the song that we played.
And 4 nights later, we went into Shelter in Place.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm excited.
And we got to sleep for the first time in like 3 years.
Silver lining.
Yeah. So you think I should play too? All right. Well, she'll stop me if I'm supposed to stop. Well, a drunken clown still hanging round, but it's plain the laughter's all died down. The tears he tried so hard to hide are showing. And a blind man with a knife in his hand has convinced himself that he understands. I wish him well, Miss Carousel, but I've got to be a-going. Won't you come and get me when you're sure that you don't need me? Then I'll stand outside your window and I'll proudly call your name. Well, the lady's been told that all the gold is worth so much that it can't be sold. No time to weep, she'll need her sleep tomorrow. When she carries her face to the marketplace and bets it on the opening race, she can ring her bell, Miss Carousel, but her singing brings me sorrow. Won't you come and get me when you're sure that you don't need me? Then I'll stand outside your window and I'll proudly call your name. It's always done, every mother's son has shown the grown men never run, they fight with all the might inside them. When a battle's been fought, they've all been taught the trick is just not getting caught. Will you give them hell, Miss Carousel, when they're begging you to hide them? Won't you come and get me when you're sure that you don't need me? Then I'll stand outside your window and I'll proudly call your name. When the need arose, your eyes fell closed, you clamped your fingers round your nose. Now would you say that's any way to judge him? Haven't got the authority to kill him in the first degree, but would you feel compelled, Miss Carousel, if you had something to begrudge him? Far beneath the reach of those who come to cry and preach, the natural man who tried to stand is fallen. But how long will it be free before he sees you on his legs, but his mind is free. Only you can tell this carousel. How long will he be crawling? Won't you come and get me when you're sure that you don't need me? Then I'll stand outside your window and I'll proudly call your name, your name. The castle wall has grown so tall, it's plain there ain't no hope at all to reach the top, even when you stop for breathing. But I ain't gonna try to tell you why the teardrops couldn't find your eyes. It's all been swell, Miss Carousel, but the time has come for leaving. Something like that. Because I realized I had cut off your the intro. Anyway, we're on our own. Sam's gone. We got
No, I'm here.
okay.
You did great. This is what a live show is all about.
I know. This is the kind of stuff you're missing in COVID is musicians making a lot of mistakes.
But it's
Which
one of
that
those
one was
things,
my
you know,
fault, to
No
be
one
honest.
notices except for you, because as long as you play it off, that's what I was told when I used to tap dance really terribly.
Did
as
you?
An 8-year-old. Yeah.
Oh.
My mom would
They
always
said just
go,
keep on dancing, Sam.
Yeah, she's like, if you mess up, the only person that'll know is you.
Is
unless
mommy,
you
and we'll
make
talk about it when you
noticeable."
get home.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Let's just get into that last song. I think we've got
Alright.
about 5 minutes or so.
All right, I'll play another song. Let's see, what should I play? I'm just gonna play. What am I gonna play? I'm gonna play a nameless song.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Jam Happy Hour with Don Riding.
He got it. Oh no, you know what it is? Jeez. I think this is a good idea to have a show where you have to drink a lot every time they tell a joke and then you can't remember how to play. Because I don't usually partake. Just kidding. He got his first tattoo sitting in the pen the day his mama died. With some ballpoint ink and the scratching of a pen, a heart saying mama tried. He got a heart saying mama tried. Well, I met him in a hotel party in the days we drove down to see a show. He was cutting up a pill he wasn't gonna share. I watched him put it up his nose. Well, I watched him put it up his nose. That was one of my 9 lives. He nearly took me out, but I moved on down the line, and now it's just a thing to sing about. That was one of my 9 lives. I'm on 876 by now. It wasn't love at first sight, but it was by the time that he agreed to hit the road. See, I didn't have a car, and I knew it would be far, a place that I could really let go. I was looking for a place to let go. And his heart was broke when he was just a kid by his dad and the DEA. Daddy tried to make it right, it was too late by the time they finally put Daddy away. Well, they came and took his daddy away. was one of my 9 lives. I'm on 876 by now. We were 2 broken hearts looking for another half to smooth in the jagged side. Yeah, we fit all right, but nothing ever healed. His knives cut right across mine. Well, his knives cut right across mine. When we finally called it off, I was full of blame. He snuck in my room and covered the wall in black shoe paint. It said, you know what you want, and that I ain't. I left him scratching at the door. Now that was quite a long time ago. That was one of my 9 lives. He nearly took me out, but I moved on down the line, and now it's just a thing to sing about. That was one of my 9 lives. I'm on 876 by now. That was one of my 9 lives. I'm on 876 by now. There you have it.
Thank you so much. This
Thank
has been
you.
Dawn Writing. Thank you, Jess and Sarah. Jess,
Thanks,
your
Sarah.
Uncle Kevin says hello. What's up,
Shout
Kevin?
out Uncle Kevin.
he
Troubadour.
gave praise to all 3 of us. So I'd say, cheers, ladies. I think
Thanks
we did
everybody
amazing.
for coming.
You are
Thanks so much
all
for having us.
all the women out there. Shout out to all the women.
That's right. Ladies.